Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are talking about Star Wars Legion again. It's another top 5 units in the Separatist faction this time, which, funny thing enough, this is actually my least favorite faction for Legion. So it's really interesting to be talking about your favorite units in your least favorite faction, and that's certainly made things a little bit difficult, but it is time to kind of delve into the Clone Wars side of the house, and so we are talking about the not necessarily the best Separatist units, but my top 5 favorite Separatist units. This doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going with the best, the best units from the best Separatist tournament placement lists, but rather units that I happen to like for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it could be their gameplay aspects, it could be the thematic aspects, it could be about the miniature itself, or any combination of these things, or even like maybe some of the upgrades and how they feel to run. I'm looking for stuff that's going to spark joy, but I also want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear your favorite Separatist units as well. If you guys are new here to the channel, we talk a lot of Star Wars Legion. We're doing a new giveaway right now. It's for a $25 Amazon gift card that you can put towards an expansion of your choice. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. I want to know some of your favorite Separatist units, and even some units that maybe you'd like to see. We can keep the discussion going too. Join our Discord. There's links in the video description below. So with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and start with number 5. It is the NRN-99 Persuader class tank droid. The Persuader tank is beautiful. I like tanks. I like big, beautiful things on the battlefield, and this one does have that really long, big base, and it's a beautiful tank. Not the most recognizable tank from the faction, and that I feel like the AAT got a little more screen time, but the Persuader is still really cool. It's creepy looking, does a lot of cool stuff. Also, it's got that transport ability, which is really nice to be able to transport units farther forward. And it's got that programmed ability, which I really like being able to. I really like running the tank and putting the attack protocols on there, giving it the aim, and this way I can ignore it, and it's got range 4 for that big gun. I can kind of just park it somewhere if I need to, and just be like, okay, I'm gonna aim and shoot, and extra re-rolls and all that good stuff. It just makes the aim and shoot really a nice option. And even if you did give it an order, sometimes you'd find yourself still wanting to aim and shoot. Although, since the ion cannons are range 2, there are going to be times where you have to move. And I think that's another thing that I really like about this tank, is that it is kind of built really well for the current meta. It doesn't need a whole lot of extra upgrades. You don't have to put the ordnance upgrades on there if you don't want to. It's got critical 1. It's got impact 1. It's on the ions. It's got ion 1. It's pretty nice. And you got surge to hit for all those dice that you're rolling too, which is a pretty nice thing. You got 8 dice on there that you're rolling if you're in range every round, or potentially more than that depending on what else you equip it with. You have different options. It does have arsenal too as well. Just a fun unit to run. The weak points on this one are on the sides, so a little different than a lot of other stuff where the weak points are on the back for a lot of other vehicles. And that usually just kind of means that you want to kind of sort of wedge this up against the building and kind of have it kind of moving along the same line as the terrain, to kind of let the buildings and the terrain and the rocks and things like that kind of be your natural protection on the sides that would be your weak points. But it's a fun tank to be able to field, and it is a tank, which is awesome. And I always like the way things like that look on the battlefield. So that's one is number 5. Speaking of things that look beautiful on the battlefield, let me thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing tokens that really look fantastic when you do get that aim, when you put that shiny, gorgeous aim token down, and your opponent's like, I only got these cardboard tokens. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com and check out these amazing tokens. You can save 15% by using code Crabbok VIP. These tokens are double-sided. They are gorgeous. There's order tokens. There's tokens for different status effects. You got damage tokens. Also, you've got those suppression tokens that are having the 2s on the back, which is really cool. You can flip them over. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. You're going to love them. Also, orders that you spend $35 or more that use that code are going to get the Crabbok lightsaber nunchuck token thrown in. It's got the 5 on the back, which is good for marking really high damage on things like a tank. So definitely check them out. All right, so moving on to number 4. It is the B2 Super Battle Droids. I've had a core option on each of my lists of favorite units so far. and this time I went with the B2s. They do fit a lot of my criteria for gameplay stuff, in that I really like having units get up close and personal and roll a lot of dice. And these guys can do it. They got 2 dice per mini. They've got 2 health per unit and armor 1, which is just really cool. They do want to be kind of close. They have that range 1 to 2 cannon, but they're going to work really well with the transport on our Persuader tank, which I thought was a really nice kind of way to integrate these two together. I really like the idea of taking those close range units and having them get start halfway up the battlefield because they get dropped off in a transport, and all of a sudden they're able to disembark and then shoot with a just a beautifully strong force. I love it, and it's a fun thing to do. And they have some, they just have a cool look to them. Also, I like the way the B2s look, and but even more than that, I like the way they play. So they're fun. They're not long range. Again, I'm not really a sniper type of long range player, but I had fun with these guys. Number 3, General Grievous. General Grievous is an interesting spot in the game right now. He is, admittedly, I'm not a big fan of most of his command cards. He's got only one that I really like, and that one is really why he's on here, because his 1 pip, trained in your Jedi arts. It lets him do a really nice shot in a 360 circle. It's kind of like a Death Blossom, and he gets to do that, and that's really fun. Also, his pistol's free now, so he's even easier to run him in the ways that you want to run him. I feel like scale got nerfed enough that it's not as good anymore, but he's got Relentless, which is awesome. He's got 2 weapons built in. He's got Arsenal 2. He's got the free pistol. The pistol being free is a big deal. I feel like it's made him a lot better, and being able to get into behind enemy lines and into the thick of your opponent, and to play that 1 pip on a turn where General Grievous is going to go and do a move and a shot, and then also like 6 more shots or a double move, and then like attack your entire enemy army is really fun. And even if you lose the game, you're like, yeah, but I got that 1 pip off and it worked perfectly. It's like achievement unlocked, and that makes him so much fun to try to do that. As far as his other command cards, I wouldn't even take them. I'd probably pair Grievous with someone else who has more meaningful command cards and bring those instead, and then have better options. But I usually don't use Grievous's other command cards. I don't like them as much. They're much too situational, and I usually find myself using like generic command cards instead. So, he's not the overall most good, but he has a really, really big fun button, and it's when you play that 1 pip at just the right time. And plus, the miniature looks cool. He's General Grievous. He is really cool, and he also happens to be like the cornerstone between so many of the like list names that I've come up with, like 7 sabers, for example, which you can do 9 sabers now because he's got 4 sabers, and I also built him with lightsaber nunchucks too. So I sculpted chains onto his and those sabers and stuff, so it just made him have so much fun with multiple lightsaber characters. That's beautiful. All right, moving on. The BX series Droid Commandos are up next. Now these guys are coming in at number 2, and there's a lot of fun with these guys. First off, they're this is one of the ways that you can run snipers if you run like the strike team. Notice I don't have the strike team up here. I've got the full unit. And what I like about these guys is not just the fact that they've got 2 dice per mini at range 3, and then there's four guys in there, which is really cool. Or the fact that they're got Scout 3 and Sharpshooter 1, but It's the fact that they've got some really nice melee capability to get in close. They work well from range. That's not disputed. But if you give them vibro swords, all right, vibro swords give them the melee weapon of. First off, it increases them from a black die to a red and a white per mini, so that's awesome. If you add a heavy, I like to add like the Dioxis charge, the mine, the Saboteur, because I'm going to be getting in close. Let's drop mines along the way, and let's mine the area in front of them, and so I like that. But oh my gosh, so much fun to be able to to charge in, because the vibro swords give them charge, like drop a mine, then move, charge, attack, and then detonate the mine. It's just great. Because the Dioxis doesn't hurt the droids as much too, right? So that's it's just a really fun kind of thing that you're doing. You might take some damage from the explosion though, and you can give them tenacity, which is also another kind of a cool thing too. I like tenacity on them. It's not the best on them because you have to lose dice, but it does mean that even when you're down to like one of your last guys, you're still rolling a decent amount of dice. But they have Surge to Hit also built in, which is pretty good that a lot of droids don't have. But I like the idea of these like ninjas, of cyber ninjas kind of going down the field, slicing people up. I don't like running them with the shields as much. I don't like running them with the sniper rifles as much. I understand that sometimes you put a couple of sniper strike teams in a list to round it out a little bit. But what's more fun to me is these guys with them swords. It's fun. And then the Dioxis mines too. Saboteurs never really got used as much as I had hoped that they would have gotten used in this game, and I think running Saboteurs is really fun too. Just dropping mines all over the place, turn the game into a minefield. It's wild. It's something I used to do a lot in playtesting, and didn't do as much in the competitive play, but still fun. All right, number one. Have you guessed it? Who's guessed it? Darth Maul is number one. He's Darth Maul. I mean, he was going to be my favorite. It was definitely going to happen no matter what. He's just so freaking cool. 3 actions per turn. I mean, I love him. This is the classic, like, Episode 1 Darth Maul version of Maul from Naboo. He's got the typical, Force user stuff. He's got jump, deflect, and immune to pierce. But he's got Juyo mastery. When he's got a wound, if he's wounded, he can take an additional action, but you can still only take 2 move actions. But this kind of, now he doesn't have any mastery of the Force, but he's got 2 training and 2 Force, so this just gives him the ability to do a lot of different things. If you want to do burst of speed, or if you want to, if you want to run a couple of free actions on him, you can always use that 3rd extra action to recover at some point, which you might need to do. He's got 3 courage. You might have suppression starting to build up on him. But he's got his command cards too, for crying out loud. They're so good. He's got that and he's got 2 1-pips, at least initially with this one. Now Maul also has, if you're running him in Shadow Collective, he's got more, but that stuff doesn't carry over to Separatist. So I'm just really focusing on the Separatist version of Maul and what Separatists can run with Maul. It's just those 3, but they're really good command cards. And I love the ability that you can have, 2 1-pips for Maul. And then the 1 2-pip might come out of the game. You might not even be running it, and and if you do that, it feels very thematic with him, because you're gonna run out of steam. You're trying to burn all your best command cards up front, and then you're gonna be totally out. You're gonna be left doing standing orders by the end of the game. But you want to kill your opponent before it comes time to play standing orders, so that's fun. And what usually happens when I run Maul is I play like I want to play, and I have fun with him like I think he should be had fun with, and I go out and I go aggressive with him, and he gets blown away much quicker than I wanted him to. But maybe I also kill opponent's commander. Also, maybe I infiltrate with Maul and then just play that 1-pip and then kill somebody, and then get shot by their entire army right away, and be like, yeah, well, we died, but we took you with us, and it's only round 1. We got 5 more rounds of craziness, and now I'm all out of command cards. So there's a lot of fun stuff like that you can do with Maul. He's so fun. He's thematic. He's got 8 dice. He's gorgeous, and I love him. But I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments section. And don't forget to join our Discord. Check out Crabbok.com. Get that Legion AI system where you can play against yourself for free. All that stuff is on Crabbok.com as well. And that's it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And big thanks to my patrons for helping support the channel and keep this channel running. I want to thank you guys so much. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Always paint your face black and red when attempting a Maul cosplay. See ya.